channel. My name is Sarah, and of course I'm the CEO of FeSe. Yes, today we are supposed to, or in this channel we are supposed to actually make tutorial videos on hat making, but why are we actually doing this? So because considering the present situation in our economy, we just have to, and also considering the lockdown, we don't have access to the market, we don't have access to hat materials as it stands now. So, and again, when you check it, when you look at it vividly well, you will know that irrespective of what we are today, it still has to do with the economy in general. So you are important to the economy, and the economy is important to you. So we have to keep informed or get informed, and also know what that is going on, so we can actually create a way forward for our businesses, our families, and ourselves. So please, if you are actually here for the tutorials, please don't tune out. This is also going to be important to you, so stay tuned and also enjoy the whole section. Okay, now let me introduce our guest, the guest we have for this session. Here with me is my husband, so he'll be joining us in this discussion session, and also help to expatiate or help to elaborate on things that we need to know, and things that are going to happen, or things not like he's a seer, but from his field, his area of expertise, he can also do the talking mostly for this topic. So today we're actually going to be discussing salient economic issues considering the present situation in our country, and the lockdown. I hope you understand. So, and also what is actually going on in our economy. So, but I'll actually be focusing on the speech President Muhammadu Buhari made on the 13th of April 2020. That was on Monday, and today is Tuesday, so I don't know when this video will actually be going up, but hopefully this week it will actually go up. So basically what we'll be discussing on is the speech, and if you are yet to see the speech, actually I don't know if it's possible to send it on Twitter, but if you check President's page on Twitter, you should be able to see all that the speech entails. So I'll just read paragraph 54 and 55, and as I'm reading, I'll be showing it on the screen, and so you also will be able to see for yourself. Hope you understand. So basically this is what the speech is all about. Just a few minutes so I can actually get the particular paragraph. So all this is going to, as I'm speaking, we have points that we have actually written out for discussion. So should in case we don't finish the points in this video, we will actually create a part 2 of this video, so you can also follow up. You understand? So, but hopefully we'll pray that this video captures all that we have to give. And please do not forget, this is a discussion session, so if you have anything you would want to add to the discussion, please drop that comment section down below. So yeah, I'm on to the speech, and paragraph 54 actually says, the president speaking now: as a result of this pandemic, the world as we know it has changed. The way we interact with each other, conduct our businesses and trade, travel, educate our children, and earn our livelihood will be different. So I want you guys to listen to this. He said the way we interact with each other, conduct our businesses and trade, travel, educate our children, and earn our livelihood will be different. So guys, this particular paragraph, will actually be discussing it in the line of financial services and operation, in line with businesses like entertainment and entertainment industry, in line with our religious gathering and religion as a whole, in line with security and how it concerns our country, Nigeria, environment, and also in line with politics. So my husband is here to actually help us in the discussion. So if you have any other thing you would want to include in this, please guys, look out for the comments of people and also get more informed about this. So I will actually allow him to speak now while we tackle the paragraph 54. But before we do that, let me also read paragraph 55. He also said that to ensure our economy adapts to this new reality, I am directing the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Communication and Digital Economy, Science and Technology, Transportation, Aviation, Interior, Health, Works and Housing, Labor and Employment, and Education to jointly develop a comprehensive policy for a Nigerian economy functioning with what is actually happening in our economy or global economy as a whole. So guys, let's just talk about this and see if we'll have a headway and see how prepared we should be while we move on. So guys, let me welcome my husband to this discussion, as he's going to be taking the discussion to the aspect of financial service, or before then he might have something to tell us. All right, sir, you can go on.
As things are relating to change the way things are actually going to be working in the economy, is expected that soonest, just as things have already started graduating, they have actually moved their lockdown to another 14 days, meaning that soonest you would experience more things happening. For actually businesses to be flowing. To be more precise, means that things will now have to start going, the digital way. A whole lot of manual people that don't operate things in a manual, that operate things more in a manual perspective, will have to be phasing out from their businesses. Buying and selling, those that are now are going to be making a whole lot of sales. So any business that is more like inclined in face-to-face relationship will be having a lot of setback at this moment. There will be a whole lot of downtime. It's expected, as it is now, financial aspect, the aspect of which I'm far more grounded in, which is the financial services. You can actually start seeing a whole lot of things going on. The banks are now operating more skeletally. More of the banking transactions that are meant to be conducted, one-on-one transactions are just no longer there. In the days before now, what actually the system had to put in place was a system whereby just 4 or 5 people get into the banking, sphere and actually do their business, but that is not going to actually be functioning. You see a situation whereby, especially in the market areas, you see as much as 30, 40 people gathering in front of the bank. Now, if there is a scenario whereby 1 or 2 have already contacted the present pandemic, of what we're actually talking about now, you see that situation, everybody there already are in problems. So we have a situation whereby it calls for drastic measures. It's for everyone to take this much more seriously. You have economies where things have actually gone so shut down. Our own is still on a skeletal basis. So therefore, there is still a whole lot of opportunities, but as a businessman, what people should be thinking of is how best to divert and restructure their businesses. Everything will start having to go in such a way that the one-on-one contact will be totally eliminated. So now what you see in the religious aspect has already taken a new turn. From religion, you see that nobody's going to churches any longer. We already have a situation whereby you have to spend your Easter in your own house. Yes. That has never happened since I was given birth to. Someone in his 40s now, so it's crazy. So for you to look at it now, for you to be able to make something out of your businesses, you have to start looking at your businesses going e-commerce style. If not, you're already going to be facing a whole lot of challenges as it stands now. As it stands now, the only people that are actually functioning in our economy as it stands is just those that are into the food and pharmaceutical stuffs. The others, nothing is functioning, and you have to be spending on a day-to-day basis trying to take care of it. The other aspects that are now so much more bad as it stands now. This aspect of security, something else is happening in that actual line. a whole lot of areas, there are a whole lot of things happening, especially in the states where there is full lockdown as it stands. You see places where guys are carrying machetes, you see places where people are having full guns and then robbing in the streets, and you see the security apparatus are trying to cover up their own tracks, and nothing is actually being done to actually arrest the situation. So you see every aspect of our life, things are really changing, but it's for us to start taking the drastic steps in our own turn to see how we're able to help ourselves better our situation. We want to know what you think, we want to know your own ideas, we want to know your own views about the things that are currently going on and how best to see how we tackle the situation. From what our Presido has just noted, it seems they want to start operating things from a very different angle in the other aspects politically. And as it stems now, I would want to actually note my own personal observation from things. A lot of things are going to be changing politically. Soonest, if things are not if one doesn't take care, we would have a lot of chaos if things are not well handled. So it is also going out to people to see that at this point in time calls for a whole lot of being more spiritual to see how they're able to take care of things. What aspect have I taken care of?
Okay, and he has actually talked about the financial services, but I really want you to go deeper in this part. What do you think, is going to happen the minute what is going on now, this lockdown tends to start affecting people's accounts? Because I feel, is it important that we just go and cash out, do you understand, and hold our cash in hands, hold on to our cash, or are we still safe? Are we still safe to leave our monies in the bank since there are no movements? And because what it means is that the meaning I'm actually reading to this paragraph is that it seems there will be no end to what is going on now. For them to start raising policies that should all manage us through the period. So I don't know. Are we supposed to, in the financial sense, are we supposed to go to the bank? I'm not saying maybe you are in the right position to tell us this. I feel that you should have an idea.
Okay, well, the reality and the truth is that this is the best time to even keep your funds in the bank, because the banks are still very much functioning just like skeletal. Most of them have a way of doing the operations to ensure that, but the safety is much more watchword in the financial sector as it stands now. But for you, the bank is still the best place to keep your money. It's very, very safe, 100%. A whole lot of things are already being structured and put in place daily, on a day-to-day basis. Policies are being implemented both by the CBN and the banks themselves. Of course, working hand to hand to see that everything is functioning. The ATMs are meant to be 100% 24/7, everything functional, and most of them bank in-house clearing, all that is still meant to be going through. Apart from the clearing, most clearing that is meant to, third party, especially the clearing that you would have to, probably place a check for it to clear to another bank. That has been stopped by CBN. But apart from that, the other things have been functional. Though cash bases are being restricted, that is very much restricted. Cash, pushing cash into the banks. The banks are not actually taking most of that as stands now. They are trying to be very careful, but based on the basic arrangements, as far as those clearing things can be done in order to push out those funds, the bank can still take some of those funds. You have to get more close to your account officers to actually help you to be able to take care of these aspects. But to actually look at the aspect of how you can actually do more banking. Now, this is the aspect that most people have been encouraged. I keep on encouraging most of my friends before now. The best thing you should do is to be able to make sure and ensure that you have one or sort of e-products that will be able to take care of your day-to-day need. You have to have an ATM that you'll be able to know how best to keep safely so that you don't get into the hand of all these bad guys. Then you have to have a transfer mode through which you'll be able to, for those that don't have any means to transfer funds from their account, this time they're already having so much issue because it started with 14 days, moved to another 14 days. They're having so much issues taking care of their families. You know, you have a lot of big men call you and tell you that, man, there's no more money, nowhere to get money. That would not happen if you already have means through which you can transfer money from one account to the other, or through which you can just use your ATM and go withdraw some funds. This is the time that we should start going more in with our businesses. It will help us to be able to incline or get much more acclimated to most of those things. Doing it far better from that aspect would actually help us to be able to take care of our homes. But as it stands now, the world is bowing down to these diseases. God is the only one who actually rely on.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And also, I want you to buttress. I know you don't, you are not too, I don't know if you are more informed in the aspect of entertainment industry, but from what you have said concerning the financial services, I feel you should be able to answer this question. So what do you think, considering the businesses that has to do with, or that has to operate with the presence of crowd, especially this entertainment industries, the comedians, the musicians, and aside from that, businessmen, you know, these are markets where we walk in, we buy things on a daily basis. How do you think this can actually help in because these policies, we are yet to see these policies coming up or come up rather. So we just want to make up our mind or start thinking a way forward, what it can look like, or something close to what it's going to be, so that we can prepare our mind. You understand? Because from the paragraph, all he's saying is that all our president is saying is that he does not know the end to this present scenario. I don't want to mention it. Please, if you are trying to comment, please do not mention what we are referring to. So please just give it a name. We understand. Okay, you understand, so that we can keep this channel moving. So that is what it entails. So please, I want you to explain to us and to our beloved viewers what is going to look like for businesses. Since you are very good at the financial aspect, you should be able to, you have relationship to do with these businessmen. You should be able to foresee or tell us what it's going to look like as a businessman, or what business people should expect. So guys, let's hear him speak.
Okay, I would first of all comment on the entertainment aspect. You actually noted it first. For the entertainment industry, that you already see most of our guys, such as Mr. Shaggy, you see the other ones, they're already, you know, fully embracing the E. You stay in your house, you do something, people will still watch, laugh, and make their own, make something out of it, and at the same time make sure they actually get to encourage others that are actually watching at home and don't have anything. I see most of the things that they're actually doing. That is the present way it would be going. Nobody's encouraging any gathering above them, not even up to 20, talk less of when you get up to 50. So they would be losing a lot of money in terms of that aspect, but it creates another aspect to actually make money, which they have. We already have those platforms, and the YouTubes, the other platforms, they are actually already have a platform through they can actually start making their money. But anything gathering is so much not encouraged during this period, and then everybody has to keep safe. So it's they can't actually make any money from that aspect. And for the businessmen, buying and selling one-on-one is now discouraged from apart from those into pharmaceuticals, food, just as stated. Those are the only ones actually encouraged to do business. And once the gatherings are getting too much, people are not encouraged. Now, this is not even for businessmen just to have you on your own. Anywhere you are, you have people more than a certain amount of numbers. You already know you're at risk. I mean, this thing is very serious, so everyone should really actually take it very, very serious.
All right, thank you. And okay, guys, considering what our guest has actually said, we thank you for actually honoring our invitation. Thank you so much for coming on this show, on this channel, and we really appreciate you. And we hope when else we call for you, or we send an invitation, you also honor it.
Please, sweetheart, I'm not a guest.
Please, you're a guest to this channel. So guys, thank you guys for being with us, and we'll actually bring this discussion to a stop here, so that we don't elongate this video. And also, we also want to tell you, okay, considering all the things we've actually discussed and considering the speech of our president, Muhammadu Buhari, before I bite my tongue, considering the speech he gave, especially the paragraph 54 and 55, what do you think? What is your view? What is your own opinion? What do you feel he's actually trying to tell us that we are not getting? Or if you feel this is what he's talking about, please let us know at the comment section down below, so that we can see if there is any need for us to bring a continuation to this particular video. Thank you guys for viewing, and we'll see you in our next tutorial. We'll also see you in our next vlog, and we'll also see you in our next interview.
Thank you.
Bye. Hi guys, welcome to FeSe Millenary channel. Here with me is my husband. My name is Sarah, and he will be our guest for today's tutorial. Know the way forward. So, and before